actually.
Awesome.
I'm so happy.
I'm not going to be happy yet.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's working.
It does. It does. Vera and I have been on
So it's
quite
my
a journey.
phone.
I guess so.
Oh my
Look,
gosh.
it's working. Maybe
Live now.
Yeah, maybe.
Now that everybody's gone.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we can still have
better
it up
late
there.
than never. Exactly.
All right.
All right.
Well,
So here we are. Finally, we want to
boy,
thank
do
you
I look
guys.
short. What the heck are you sitting on?
Is that thin? We want to thank you guys for hanging in there with us today. It took us an hour to get on. We were just having a little bit of technical difficulties.
And we had to change phones. My phone is not working. What is going on?
I don't know. But
whatever.
Good things are worth waiting for, right, Vera?
I hear that.
Yeah, because I screamed in your ear. All right. So, Vera, do you want to tell our friends? Because we were thanking them, but they never got to hear our gratitude for subscribing.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we got a whole bunch of new subscribers, I should say.
Welcome to the Soul Tribe.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you so much. And you know, if you have like-minded friends, we're not for everyone, but if we are, then you know, ask them to subscribe too.
Yeah,
because I guess YouTube has changed their policy or something.
Yeah.
So we have to have, we don't have to have, but more subscribers to be verified or validated or whatever.
A brand.
There you go.
An official channel.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you for helping us in our goal.
Yeah.
And you know, it's fun to add to our spiritual family.
Yes. Yes, it's exciting.
For sure. So, anything new that we can tell our friends about? We have our contacting and utilizing your angel class online.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, we do have the Past Lives and Angels service that we do together. And all these things you can find on our website at soulsenlightenment.com.
Yep. And we have
Angel art. And we have the past life, current life readings, as well as advice from the other side.
So we have a bunch of different services. Mm-hmm. And we're going to be doing a past life / cell memory class.
I'm really excited about that.
I am so excited. I shouldn't say that, but I really never thought I would be teaching anything about past lives again after I left the office. Yeah. But it's so exciting.
That is so cool.
It is.
It's been a lot of fun last week when we got together and we're starting to put things together for it and go over some of the information. Yeah. It's going to be really cool. We'll share more with you as we go along of what's going to be in that. So
exactly. What else?
Well, that's our big news for now. Do you want to?
I have one little thing.
Oh, you got to tell them.
I'm so excited. And this just goes to show you. Before, whenever Johnny, my grandson, and his wife Natalie, whom I love so much.
They're so cute together.
They are. They're having a baby, and I was so excited. But then, you know, life happens. And whenever you get old, like me, you start thinking like, well, they're off doing their own thing. I'm not included. You know, kind of thing. Like, I'm not needed anymore, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, I kind of let it go, and I just figured, well, whatever happens, happens. I got a phone call yesterday from my grandson, and they want me to babysit the baby.
Aww.
I'm so excited.
I'm so happy for you.
Oh my gosh. But that just goes to show, because I was like in a deep depression. You know, because I would tell you about it. Like, you know, we were so close, and then they have to grow. That's why you nurture them. You want them to go out and do things, but it's like, but don't forget about me.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they didn't. You know, it's just that you start putting things in your head, and
you guys, okay, I have to tell
it's
them.
a waste of time to think that way. It really is. You just have to keep living your life, and then what happens, happens.
Yeah, because one of the things that
I shouldn't keep saying that.
You were saying before too is that then the very next day, all of a sudden, like you just said, something just amazing happens, or things will turn around for us.
And what if I did something that
Right.
would hurt myself? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, that's kind of scary, because I was
Right.
really, really depressed. But thankfully I have you, and I have, you know, my friends like you guys, and my family, my SBHTC family, and all of you, and, you know, so I just kind of immersed myself in that.
You guys, when she called me last night, I have to tell them. When she called last night, she was
like
so
screaming in my
excited.
ear.
It was like the phone was cutting in and out, and all I heard was hospital. I'm like, are you okay? What happened? And they're like, oh, the baby's here. But the baby's not here yet.
Yeah, and I didn't say hospital, but
I think I was hearing what I wanted to
yeah,
hear.
Yeah. And I was going, no. And then, of
Baby!
course, I kept saying, sit down. You're going like, what? What's going on?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. But
No, it was great.
yeah. So that's exciting news for moi.
Yeah.
I'm
But see, that's what's so
excited.
cool, though. It shows us how
Hi, boo boo.
waiting one more day, things can turn around.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we always got calls at the office, didn't we, Vera?
Mhm.
And people would be so in despair or so caught up in what's happening. And we'd always tell them, you know, let it go for now.
Give
and
it
then,
to Asna. Give it to God.
and things will come.
Mhm.
Hi, sweetie. Whether it's infusion, like we forgot where we put our tickets or whatever. And if we just, you know, forget about it and do something else and focus on something else, then it comes to us. Same as
The
this.
sun always comes up at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. So that's exciting news for me and for you,
Aw.
because you get to help too.
Yay!
All right, so
Okay.
I digress. Sorry. We're going to talk about, there was a question about birthmarks from
Yes.
Fatzilla
Yep.
that we're going to answer. And then there is another question from one of our viewers that had to do, and I'm not going to mention names because it wasn't kind of a question that was on
Right.
our show. But it just came to me, and it had to do with, you know, like whenever you think about people and you're thinking, oh, I got to call them and let, you know, just connect and stuff, or friends or family, whatever, and then you don't do it. And then you find out 2 days later that they passed away.
I understand you.
So
that just happened with my uncle.
There's all this guilt about, you know, I should have called, I should have said goodbye, you know, all that kind of stuff. And there's different reasons for it. Of course there is. I mean, because we're learning lessons and we're living life and we have charts and all that good stuff. You know, but just think about the loved one or the friend and how they would want you to be if they died. They don't want you to be sad.
Right.
They don't want you to be unhappy. I mean, they know you have to mourn, of course, you know, but this particular person that asked the question, it was a good friend and didn't have a chance to say goodbye. So I just said, you know, just say goodbye now. They can hear you.
Right.
And it's just, you know, that's just it. And that particular person didn't like goodbyes.
The person that went.
So, you know, that was the reason for that person.
I really thought that was amazing, because if we're carrying guilt that we didn't call, and, you know, we didn't call them and then they passed away, and then we find out that person didn't like goodbyes, that would make me feel so much better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I was, well, before I...
And plus you have to mourn, though. There's that mourning
Yeah.
period, and of course you're going to think about all these different things that you coulda, shoulda, woulda scenario, but to honor that person after the grieving process, of course, because you have to grieve. We're human. We miss that person. You know, then just either give it to God, because you can't hold it at that particular time, and when you're ready, then we have tools to help you to release the guilt.
Exactly, because we do have to go through that process.
Mm-hmm, you do. I mean, that's just part of it.
Exactly.
And we know that they're happy on the other side. There's no illness anymore or whatever it is, but we miss them physically.
Exactly.
You know, so you're not going to be able to pick up the phone and call them again, even though you really can. You'll just, but you won't, you know, feel that
Yeah, because I just wanted to say, I really went through that with my uncle who just passed away because I didn't know that he had cancer. They found out right after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know until just a few days before he passed, and I called. But then when I found out how bad it was, I meant to call. But I always hear about people lasting a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea that he was going to go down so fast. And I was really upset with myself that I didn't call him when I said what I wanted to. I mean, I did once and left a message, but I didn't call back. And anyways, but I was upset with myself. But one of the things, that night I went outside and, like you were just talking about, I talked to him, and I could really visualize him in my mind. I really felt like I was seeing him right there, like he was hearing me, and I was getting this, like, a message from him in the way that he talks. I don't talk that way.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that shooting star, and one of the things that I really liked, though, Vera, was what you said about they want us to remember them when we were spending time with them and that kind of thing. Maybe not necessarily, like that person didn't like goodbyes. Maybe they don't want us to see them right before they go.
Yeah, it's a private time, and that's what even Sylvia had told us before, remember? That whenever she was there 24/7 with her dad in the hospital, and the minute she went out for coffee, he left.
Yeah.
It's really, because she was saying in birth, there's everybody around, right? And then in death, it's really a private thing.
Yeah. That was another thing I was going to say too, is maybe it makes when we want to go, maybe it makes it easier for us.
Yeah,
to take
because
that
we don't want to go while they're there, or if the person is saying, please don't leave me.
We don't want to get, like, I don't want to say earthbound, but sometimes people in the past,
sometimes they do, because
earthbound.
It's like the grieving part is they want that loved one or loved ones to be okay, and they want to stick around to see that happen.
And I did want to say one thing too to our friend, who you're addressing, is when I thought about my uncle, I thought, how would I like to be remembered if I was him? Would I like it to be where I'm going to the hospital and he's so sick? Or when I just saw him in August for his son's wedding, I had the chance to sit right next to him at the wedding. For the whole day, we had that time together. And it was really special.
Yeah.
It's like, I think about it, and it's like, I'm really glad that my last time with him was then.
Oh, Chrissy. Yeah, it's hard. And thank you all for sending condolences to Chrissy, because she had lost her uncle. So that was sweet. That was very sweet.
It was.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. But he's so proud of you.
Thanks.
Really. I mean, he really is. And you know that. You don't have to people don't have to tell you that. You were very special, and you are special.
Thanks.
You are. You're a bright light.
But but as far as helping to release guilt, if we have guilt about those types of things, one of the things that I really did want to remind our friend and all of us, is that Michael the Archangel and his female counterpart, which is Melchesa, they are a message bringer.
Right.
And when even somebody that we've lost contact with, that we miss, we can ask and visualize our Michael taking this message to them.
Yeah.
They can facilitate that, channeling that message to them. You can imagine them there, your angel, and then picture this person.
Yeah.
And they can channel your message to that person on the other side, or across the world, or wherever.
Yeah. The connection is not lost. It might be, a little fuzzy because of your grief, because it's hard to get messages when you're in that mourning phase.
Yeah.
But if you open yourself up, you can get those little messages from them that are from them. Like you said, the way they talk, or the...
Exactly. Yeah, it was, the message was exactly how he talked. It was super cool.
Yeah.
And the same when my grandma died too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So, but if like we said, if you can't let it go, or give it to God, or you can do little exercises, like we have, You can blow the grief in the balloon and let it go.
Yeah.
And then once it's gone, you replace it with the love that they have for you.
And you mean figuratively, but if people actually wanted to blow it into an actual balloon,
they can.
They could.
But, yeah, no,
but you mean like...
Yeah, not literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you could, like you said. There's many different ways to do it. I mean, 150,000 ways to do it. It's whatever works for you. What do you like? Do you like water? You can go into a pool or not go into it, but have like a bag and put the grief in the pool and let it dissipate and, replace it with, again, the love that you have for that person.
Right.
So there's other ways to it. I mean, you can be as creative as you want to be.
Yeah, and you can do it in the meditation. Like you're imagining putting this bag or suitcase or whatever filled with the grief into the water and then replacing it or whatever.
If it's hard for you to be visual, it's okay. Just know that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Or just say it and it's doing it.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say too, for me, I like signs through my environment. Like I'll ask for a message about something. And, that's when I saw that shooting star. So for me, that was really special. Yeah. So there's different ways.
My dad would send me whenever I left his funeral. There was a big rainbow.
Oh.
So that's another message too.
That's special.
Yeah.
That's uplifting.
My dad died, my mom died, and my son and I were going. We had just saw her in the mortuary, and we were going to the car because we had made all the, whatever you have to do. The first thing on the radio was Patsy Cline. And what was the song? Crazy?
She loved
I love that song.
Oh, did
yeah,
she?
She played
my
it
gosh.
when she was staying with me. She played it like 24/7 till I felt like I was the parent going in her room going, stop. Because she used to do that to me when I was younger, right? I played the my favorite song like a million times, and finally she goes, I can't do it anymore.
So cute.
Yeah. So, there's different ways.
See, that is cool.
Yeah.
And then it replaces that grief it helps you get through the grief too.
Yeah.
It's like it makes
you think of
the good times and things that you love.
What?
That you shared together.
Yeah.
That's really special.
Yeah, so do you have anything else to share?
Just one more thing I was going to say was that you could also write in a journal your feelings. That really helps me. And you can write as if you're talking to that person and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that helps too, is getting it out. So that's another way to help us cope with our grief and to release guilt too.
Yeah. Right, okay. The next one we wanted to talk about because somebody asked about a teardrop birthmark, right?
Yes, that was. Fatzilla was saying that she has 2 birthmarks. One is a teardrop and the other looks like a spade from a playing card.
Okay. Well, the teardrop is, there was a life that she had, or he, we don't know if Fatzilla's a woman or, yeah. But they had, the teardrop is to remember that tears are not always for sorrow. There's tears of joy as well. And at that particular life that you had, it was a very challenging life because she was poor, or they were poor, and they had to fight every day to survive. Every day. But they always had a smile on their face for people around them. Yeah. And she was always had her head up. It was just, the life that she or he had was like so horrible and dirty, and I mean, because of the environment. Not she wasn't dirty, but
yeah.
It was like there's no, there was no wealth in that area of where she was living. I keep going back and forth between, the really bad part of London.
Oh yeah.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, where people would just throw out pee and, it was just bad. But always had a smile on her face for people. You know, even when she was going through difficult things, any little thing, if there was a flower, I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, look at this. You know, so it was really, that teardrop is to remember.
That's touching.
Yeah, that in challenging times, there's always, it's how you experience it.
Isn't that the truth?
It's what choice do you have? I mean, you have a choice. So you can choose to be miserable. I mean, there's people miserable in wealth.
The most
yeah.
One of the most, if not the most unhappiest person I've ever known was the richest person I ever knew.
Yeah. Because sometimes all that is not enough.
Yeah, it's not the...
And then the one that they said was a spade looking.
Yeah.
It was that fleur de, what do they call it?
Oh, fleur de lis?
Fleur de lis. Is that what they call it?
Well,
I don't know why that
call
makes me funny. Anyway. But that was a life that she had, and I think it's Charlemagne. It was somewhere in France. Is Charlemagne in France?
Well, the fleur de lis is definitely the France thing, and I think Charlemagne is in France. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not really good at history.
Yeah, me neither. Or geography.
But they had a life in Charlemagne's, I want to say, court or whatever you want to call it. But they were, I believe, a child of
really
Charlemagne, but there was something wrong with them.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was just, I guess, another remembering that you're not defined by your deformity or illness or, you know, whatever. So that's another reminder.
That's
that,
awesome.
I mean, because they were in this wealthy environment, right? So, but that's just two reminders that you choose how you want to experience your life. You know, there is lateral movement. There is, especially nowadays, when we're more spiritually evolved. People have more choice about which road they want to take.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, it is, and it's going to even get better because we're becoming even more spiritual. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Even with the
what's going on right now, yeah. Mm-hmm. That is really inspiring. And you know what's really interesting to you guys is that when you were telling them about this person's birthmarks, it's like, okay, you have these birthmarks in this life for a reason. So I'm thinking that they're carrying it now to help them with whatever situation that you might be experiencing or have gone through in your life, to help remember having that positive mindset, or that you're not defined by your situation or deformity or whatever
or
it is,
your lot in life.
Yeah, whatever it is that you might be giving you challenges. That is just really awesome, because it really is. It is how we think about ourselves, no matter what situation.
Exactly. So you can choose to be depressed because your family is grown into independent people and that's what you really wanted, you know? Right. And just find things to do. I mean, this is another area that, I mean, is my passion.
Yes, you know? Absolutely. So, mine too.
And my kitty cats too.
Yeah.
He loves talking to all of you.
He talks
as soon as the
day.
camera goes on, he very, very much wants to say hi. He has things to say.
Yeah, he's going outside.
Oh, look at all these glowing kisses. We love you too.
Yeah. And we are so sorry about the technical.
Yeah.
I gotta find out what's wrong with my phone.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, thanks for hanging in there with us. We're definitely not the pros around around the block, but we're determined, because it's our passion to get this information out, to share it with you, and to have this connection.
And if it's not for you, it's okay.
Exactly.
Find another channel.
Yeah, no doubt.
But you know, people have to prove that they're right about whatever it is they decide.
Right, that's true.
Yeah. And that's okay too.
Yeah, that's true.
To each his own.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we love you guys. Have a wonderful week. We plan on being here next week on Wednesday in February That is going to be a great month.
I think there's 17 more days until Amelia's born. You guys are probably going to get so sick of that.
Until baby is here.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to get sick of having a new baby come into the world.
17 more days.
It's a wonderful, new, exciting adventure beginning.
Yes. Oh my God. Spiritual warriors, the babies that are being born right now, whoa.
They need to be warriors, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be interesting, isn't it? What the changes that are coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's up to our youth, or Utes, like in that movie Vinny.
Yeah.
What's his name? My cousin Vinny. Yeah. So, but that was it. That's about all we have, right? Oh, don't forget, Wednesday is Power Lunar Eclipse.
This Wednesday.
So if you have, and it has to do, remember, because we had that, what was it? There's something that happened on the 15th. It was right in the middle, because there was a lunar or a eclipse at the beginning, and now there's one at the end. But the whole month is really packed with good juju juice, energy. So if you have a petition you want to write it tomorrow. You know, and it has to do with career or finances or whatever. So
do we burn it on Wednesday?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because I did one on the 15th, and I know it's like, okay, it's redundant. We're going to have to write another petition. You don't have to. You could just say it.
Yeah, it's just putting your energy into it.
Yeah, and
that's exciting, Vera.
It is. It is very
So we'll
exciting.
all do that this Wednesday, and then next Wednesday we'll get together and we'll talk about it.
And don't forget to put after your petitions for the greater good of all. Because sometimes when we want something, it's not for our greater good.
That's true.
So.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's so funny that you say that, because I was just asking for that myself.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, peace.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We
the
love
ones
you
that
guys.
stuck around, thank you so much. And we apologize to the ones that couldn't stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can watch this video anytime you want and in your own time. Love you guys
Love you too.
so much. Thank you, thank you.